What up, YouTube? I'm Anwar, and welcome to the War Room. And today, I just want to do a mini vlog about my fantasy football picks for Week 4, Lions prediction versus Minnesota, and a banner or salute to the Detroit Red Wings starting their new stadium, Little Caesars Arena. Just finishing out the preseason, getting a win over the Leafs, and got to play the Wild first game of the season. So I just want to do a quick rundown of those things, man. So let's just jump right into it, man. So, like I said, we're going into Week 4. Struggling right now overall in a lot of my fantasy football leagues. I'm either 0-2 right now or 0-3 in one league, I think. I don't know. I have to look. But most of my leagues, I seem like I'm 1-2, and I think maybe one of my leagues I'm 2-1. So it's not starting off too well for me, but we got a lot of season left, and we'll just see how the events transpire. Some guys are starting to pick it up finally, but like I said, we got a long season, so we'll see how it pan. But for like I said, my major league right now, my $250 league, I'm 1-2, and this week I'm gonna go with Kirk Cousins against Kansas City at Kansas City, Buck Allen at Pittsburgh, or at home, I'm sorry, against Pittsburgh. Mike Evans at home against the New York Giants. Brandon Cooks against Carolina. Delaney Walker down in Houston. Christian McCaffrey in New England. Theo Riddick up in Minnesota. Minnesota's defense against the Lions. And Gutowski against Carolina, the New England Patriot kicker. And real side note, right now I don't have any other defenses that I can pick. I just checked the waiver wire. I'm not really a big fan of playing defenses and then also other squad members that are going against each other because it seems like it can offset the points. So if Theo's scoring me points, but it's galvanizing my defensive points, it's not helping me in the long run. So as of right now, I got to ride that out. So maybe for the sake of safety, I got to take one of the two out and maybe try to put somebody else in besides Theo Riddick. And on my bench, I've got Sammy Watkins going against Dallas, and I've got Tevin Coleman at home against Buffalo. I had Randall Cobb on my bench. He ended up getting 14 points. He got 4 receptions, 44 yards, and a touchdown. So I don't know. We'll see with that one. So as of right now, like I said, that's the squad I'm going with. And then in my Young and Derek league, little $10 league, I'm 1-2 in this league, and I'm struggling as well. In this league, I've got Kirk Cousins as well, and I'm going to go with Leonard Fournette. Ty Montgomery was my guy going Thursday night. He didn't bowl well. He ended up having, I guess, broken ribs, but they say he's day-to-day right now, so we'll see how that goes. Then I got Antonio Brown, Mike Evans, Eric Ebron, Keenan Allen going against Philadelphia at home. I've got the Rams defense right now against Dallas. I'm probably going to have to try to see if I can switch that out, see if I can find another one. And Dan Bailey. And then on my bench, I've got T.Y. Hilton, Lamar Murray, Terrell Pryor, who's really been struggling, Pierre Garçon, Stephon Diggs. And I got to figure out a way to somehow possibly incorporate Stephon Diggs. I don't like his matchup. It's going to probably be Slay on him all day. My man Big Play out there, our cornerback for the Lions. He's going to be on him all day, so I don't think he'll do well on the point end. So I might have to let Stephon sit. And T.Y., who had a really big game, bounce-back game with Jacoby Brissett as a quarterback, I think he got 20-some-odd points. He's going to Seattle, so I really don't like that matchup. So as of right now, I think that's what I'm going to have to ride with. And then over in my ESPN leagues, my $150 league, 1-2 as well. It's kind of the theme right now. And in this league, I've got Matthew Stafford, Amari Cooper, Terrell Pryor. And both of them, like I said, Terrell Pryor's been struggling, and Amari Cooper as well. It seems like for the last 2 to 3 years, Michael Crabtree's actually been the better fantasy football option out there in Oakland. Statistically, he catches more. He seems to be Derek Carr's favorite target. So, yeah, I don't know. Amari's struggling right now. And then at my running backs right now, I got Todd Gurley. I got Duke Jones going against Cincinnati. I didn't play him last week. He's been one of the better receivers in the league and probably the best receiver for Cleveland right now. So you got to look for the volume. So we'll see how that goes. Vontaze Burfict comes back from his suspension, so we'll see how that plays out. Then Eric Ebron again, and then Christian Thompson. He's been a huge pickup. I got him off the waiver wire. He got busy against Oakland last week, and he plays Monday night against Kansas City. So he's a great PPR option. He's probably picked up in everybody's league, but if he's somebody you're trying to identify, him and Kirk Cousins look like they got a nice rapport right now. So I'm really liking what Chris Thompson's doing for me. And then on my bench, I've got Tevin Coleman and Derek Carr. Derek's been pretty solid along with Stafford, but he's going out to Denver. And, it's a lot of guys don't bowl well out there in Denver, especially the way they played last week. They got all over, Washington got all over him. So you got to expect Denver's going to probably do the same thing. So definitely not playing Derek Carr. I still got Dave. This is the one league that I only picked up David Johnson, and we already know how that's panned out. But I can't seem to let him go. So I'm just going to ride that spot. I know it seems kind of silly, but, I don't know. We'll see how things roll. I can't afford to just let him sit out there. And then right now I got Tyler Eifert, who, like I said, he was a guy that was one of my favorites. But he's kind of a guy I knew going in that potentially, if he can't stay healthy, this is the kind of situation you could deal with. But when he's on the field, he's one of the better tight ends in the game, high touchdown score. And he would have an ideal matchup going against Cleveland, but he's out with a back injury. And then I got Jamison Crowder. He's not doing much. And Cooper Kupp, I like the rookie, but he's still not doing enough as well. So nobody really in this league that I really can swap out. I might check the waiver wire one more time and see if I can come up with something. For the most part, I think I'm going to ride with that. Then in my $50 league, this one has got really high points. I don't know what my man did, but like in this league, the week before I scored 84 points with. I got Tom Brady as my quarterback, excuse me. So I got 84 with Tom Brady. And then this week, or the following, just the week 3, he got me 90 points. So they've got Tom, for whatever reason, with this scoring. He's projected to give me 62, so I'm loving that. But I got Tom Brady, Brandon Cooks. They're starting to develop a pretty solid rapport. I knew it was only a matter of time. Looks like they're going to be able to build on that. So I got Brandon Cooks, Mike Evans, Derrick Henry, Buck Allen, Jordan Reed. He's still kind of questionable. I know he's got a chest injury, so I got to keep watching that one because last week I had him in and I didn't have anybody else and I didn't pick anybody else up at the time. And I just literally got a guy in there who can't do anything for me. So there's nothing worse than not making sure that you got somebody off the waiver wire when you need a quick pickup. So that killed me. And I got Tyreek Hill with the flex. And on the bench, I got a couple of decent players. Frank Gore, Lamar Miller struggled. Tyler Eifert is again, but like I already told you, he's out. Devontae Parker looks like he's really starting to come into his own. He's a guy that I really got to figure out a way to incorporate. But with Brandon Cooks and Mike Evans being my receiver, I got to keep Tyreek at the flex. So I don't know, maybe I should thinking about maybe trying to trade him and see if I can get any value for him and be able to try to see if I can find a better tight end. But, there's only so many tight ends in the league right now. So it's always kind of suspect there. So, and then I'm going to go with Dan Bailey and Detroit's defense. And I've got Denver's defense on the bench. But surprisingly, for a lot of you that aren't aware, Detroit's actually been one of the best, if not the best, fantasy football defensive squad to have right now. They've all been in double digits. They've all been more than 10 points. One in mine, I think, let me look real quick. So I had 18 and 21 in the second week, and then Atlanta, they got 11. So they've been a solid pickup. I'm really liking what our team has to offer. So I think I'm going to take my chances with them up in Minnesota going against Case Keenum, even though he lit it up against Tampa Bay last week. So we'll see how that goes. And then I got 3 more leagues. I got another $50 league right here. Waiting for this thing to load. But in this league, of course, I got to retry. In this league, I think I actually have a winning record. I might even be 2-1, which would be phenomenal because, like I said, looks like every one of my leagues as of right now. Here we go. Came up. Excuse me. No, I'm 1-2. So never mind. But this is one of my favorite teams. We're just struggling right now. But right now I got Drew Brees. They're playing at 9 o'clock in the morning, so I got to get up early and try to catch that. They're playing Miami and London. Hopefully that'll be a pretty solid game. Then I've got Antonio Brown going against Baltimore at Baltimore. Tyreek Hill, Todd Gurley, Ezekiel Elliott against the Rams, Travis Kelsey Monday night against Washington. And right now from my flex, I've got Deshaun Jackson against the New York Giants. On my bench, I've got Theo and Phillip. Phillip had a really bad game last week, so I don't really not going to be touching Phillip for a while. I might have to get rid of Phillip, but we'll see how that pans. I got Mason Crosby. And then for my defenses right now, I've got Seattle versus Indiana at home. So I'm definitely liking the chances with that. And then Detroit is my other defense on my bench. But I'm going to ride with Seattle. I think that'll bowl better than I think Detroit will get some good points, but I think Seattle will probably have a better chance to get more points, especially with this situation out there in Indianapolis. So we'll see. Then my $50 league, last one for this team, I'm going to go with Kirk Cousins, Mike Evans, Tyreek Hill, Ezekiel Elliott, Joe Mixon. Like I told y'all before, I think he's going to be a hell of a rookie. He's probably not going to get Rookie of the Year because right now Kareem Hunt is just playing out of his mind. But I told people that Joe Mixon is going to be a problem. And now, because of their new offensive coordinator, he's starting to get more of the volume of the carries and becoming a bigger part of the offense. And I'm loving his matchup against Cleveland. I think he does really well this week. So he was a guy that I drafted in quite a few of my leagues, a guy that I picked up off the waiver wire in some of my leagues. So I'm definitely liking what Joe Mixon is doing. So I got him, and I've got Delaney Walker going against Houston, at Houston. And then I've got Stephon Diggs in right now. I want to take him out because I don't think Slay is going to let him go off, but he's been arguably the best wide receiver in fantasy football so far. So it's hard not to play him. Sometimes you just got to go with your dogs because they're just dynamic players. And he probably will get some catches. I just don't think he's going to have that kind of game that he had against Tampa Bay. So, I don't know. I'm going to just go with my gut and just run with Stephon. But on my bench, I got Theo Riddick, and Marvin Jones. And that's really it. I'm glad I didn't play Geronimo Ellison. I thought he was going to be a guy with guys getting hurt to be able to pick up because he had a really solid game last week, and he didn't do anything at all. I don't know if he got hurt. I don't know what happened. But another thing with Mason Crosby, I think I might have to look for a different kicker. He made 5-point after touchdowns, but I guess because Aaron is so lethal at scoring, I guess it would stagnate your kicker. So I can't really knock him because they're scoring touchdowns. But, I might have to find a team where it's not always a guarantee that they get in the end zone. So, yeah, because 5 isn't going to be enough for my kicker. It's nothing personal. And then I'm going to go with, I've got Arizona's defense in this league against San Francisco. Brian Hoyer went to Michigan State. Not really one of my favorite players, but, I'm not knocking his success or his ability to stay in the league. But, yeah, he's a turnover machine, and, he can't seem to really get it done when it's crunch time. So I like the matchup that Arizona has with him. So, and then lastly, this is like my auto draft that I couldn't pick any of my players. And it's one of my other teams that I like as well. I've got Tampa Bay. No, I'm sorry. I got Tom Brady. I'm bugging out. Can't even talk. I got Tom Brady, Sammy Watkins. I put Sterling Shepard in right now against Tampa Bay. They've got one of the worst secondaries in the league as far as the rating. Le'Veon Bell, Jordan Howard. I've had him play. He did pretty well. He didn't really get he got about 18 rushes. He didn't get much for yardage, but he still got a touchdown. I think he had a couple catches. I got Jimmy Graham in right now, Leonard Fournette, and Deshaun Jackson right now. I got Marshawn Lynch on my bench and Evan Ingram. I want to play Marshawn, but he's been really struggling. He's going to be out there in Denver, so I really don't think he's going to do much. So I'm going to have to go with the boom or bust effect of Deshaun Jackson. And I think he'll have a pretty decent game, especially because they're going to probably be really going after Mike Evans. So hopefully that'll open some stuff up for Deshaun. And that's it as far as my fantasy football stuff. Like I said, all of my teams Now that I've been looking at them, I'm all really about 1-2 in every league. So I mean, I'm not in the greatest position, but it's still far from over, and hopefully I can turn this stuff around. So yeah, after the football stuff, as far as my picks, Lions, as I said before, week 4. We got robbed, in my opinion, as far as the lack of clarification with the rules and all the other stuff. And of course, we had to be the first team to ever have that rule implemented on us. But we should be 3-0. But now we go to Minnesota, and it's 2-1 against 2-1. Sam Bradford's not playing for Minnesota, so they got Case Keenum in there, who actually played very well last week. You know, first start in quite some time. I think we can go up there and we get the win. Minnesota's got a really solid defense. I've always had a lot of respect for Minnesota as far as a lot of the players that they picked. They've been guys that I've always had a lot of respect for and guys I wish we would go after and we've never really looked at, and they've always kind of been available. Case in point, Eric Kendricks is one of my favorites. He's one of the better linebackers in the game. Harrison Smith out of Notre Dame was a guy I wish we would have went after. He's a game player. Chad Greenway before he retired. They get Steve Hutchinson out of Michigan, and we get Jeff Backus out of Michigan. Nothing against Backus, but Steve Hutchinson was the much better of the two. We could have got Randy Moss. They picked up Trey Waynes, my man from Michigan State. They got Dalvin Cook. That would have been another running back I wish the Lions would have looked at. Stefan's a game player. They're struggling right now, quarterback with Teddy being out. And Bradford's always having an issue with that knee. So I like our chances. I think we go down there. I don't think that's going to be like a shootout or a high-scoring game. I think it's going to be one of those things where I think we win, I'm going to say 24-17. But I think we ultimately get the win. We just got to keep Stafford upright because they got a pretty solid defense, a pretty solid front line. I just saw Everson Griffin. Is it Everson Griffin? Yeah, that's it. The defensive lineman. He called out Greg Robinson, said he was lazy. So, Greg, you're going to let my man call you out. And, he's not really too impressed with your skill set. You've been kind of a liability with the holds and whatnot. But, man, you got to go out there and set a precedent, man. So don't let him wear you out like that, man, especially because he called you out. Seeing it all up and down on the Bleacher Report. So, looks like he's got his work cut out for him. So, I can't wait till we get Taylor Decker back. But hopefully Greg can, the jury's still out on him. It's been his first couple games. He hasn't been horrible, but he's definitely got a lot of room for improvement. So hopefully he can keep Everson at bay. And like I said, I think we come out of there and we get the win. So, and then that puts us right back in position to, on our quest to get the NFC North championship and a divisional bye. So, yeah, like I said, with us getting robbed, but right now in the NFC North, everything's pretty thick. Everybody's 2-1 except for Chicago. I think they're 0-3, but everybody's right in the mix, and this is kind of what I feared, even with Green Bay having all their injuries. It's a testament to how great Aaron Rodgers is because they're still going to be in the mix, and hopefully they don't win another division championship. I mean, if we don't get it, it's going to be them. So they always seem to be our detriment when it's crunch time. So, yeah, I think we come in there, like I said, we get the win, and, we just continue on our pace. So the Lions got to come to play, so I like our chances. And then to round this out before I get out of here, like I said, the Red Wings are getting ready to start. Shout out to my Red Wings. You see the hat? Check the shirt out. Motherfucking dope, right? Yeah, it's my man from Ferris Bueller, but really this is his head over the Tupac. I kind of picture when he was spitting at the media because, they was trying to sully his name and assassinate his character with these rape charges and allegations and whatnot. So this is a very iconic time in music and as far as American history on the music level. So I always thought it was a dope shirt. But yeah, so the Red Wings are getting ready to start their season. They just won their last preseason finale. They beat the Toronto Maple Leafs, 3-2, if I'm not mistaken. And then our first game of the season is the Minnesota Wild. So, been a Red Wings fan for quite some time. I'm going to try to make more of a conscious effort at kind of keeping up with the team, but I know a lot of the players. Some of the guys we've added, Dylan Larkin, Is it Dylan? Yeah, Dylan Larkin, right? Dylan Larkin, one of the best up-and-coming centers in the game. Zetterberg's been around a long time. Cromwell, I like his game if he can stay healthy. Mrazek, I think, is probably our goalie of the future. I'm liking what Anthony Ciu's doing. We got a lot of solid pieces. There's some other guys I can't really think of them off the top of the head right now. But like I said, I'm gonna try to make more of a conscious effort of staying on top of the Red Wings this year. I'm definitely gonna get down to Little Caesars Arena, being the inaugural season where the Red Wings and the Detroit Pistons are gonna play. So, like I said, my stuff got messed up with my Lions footage, but I'll definitely make sure my stuff is tighter when I head down for another game, and I definitely be going to the Little Caesars Arena. So, yeah, they play the Wild. I don't know. I'm gonna have to really just try to see what's going on and just be more conscious of it before I go. Like I said, with their season starting, I want to take this opportunity to showcase another one, some more heat for y'all, man. So right there, see the iconic, legendary, our captain, my captain when I was a kid from my era, to Anwar for the basement. S.Yzerman right there. So yeah, shout out to my man Steve. I appreciate you. Loved your game. Played a long time, 20 plus years. Got us quite a few Stanley Cups. Number 19. Was right up there with Gordie Howe, the 1 and 2, because obviously Gordie is the guy. But Steve is an absolute legend. So shout out to Steve on that one. And then we got another one, L.Murphy, another legend in his own right. And then to round it out, we got my man Chelios. Shout out to C.Chelios. If you ever get down to Detroit, go check out Cheli's. It's right across the street from the Tiger Stadium. It's a good time. Nice little hangout. They got the patio area. So, yeah, I appreciate these fine gentlemen taking their time to sign this for me, man. And we're going to put this in here. So, yeah, like I said, I can't wait for the season to start. And hopefully we can build on last year. It's just kind of weird how everything kind of went down because it was the last year that Joe, we had our streak of 25 years making the playoffs. We don't make the playoffs in the last year of the Joe, and they're getting ready to tear that down. But now we're stepping into a new era with the new stadium and trying to restore Woodward and trying to completely revitalize Detroit on the economic basis and on the entertainment level and sporting level. So it's a really exciting time right now in Michigan, man. So shout out to my Red Wings. Like I said, man, I'm going to try to lock in and we're going to get to some games and do some other stuff, man. So yeah, like I said, man, I think I'm going to round this one out and I'm going to try to get this cardboard in here real quick before I go. I'm going to put this on the wall so y'all can see it. If I do, if it takes too long, let me just wrap this one up. But no, okay, here we go. So yeah, shout out to my man S.Yzerman. He down there doing his thing in Tampa Bay. So it's just really awesome, man. Like I said, I got more. Oh yeah, and now that I think about it, let me show another one. In light of what I said with Chelios. Now Chelios, before he came to us, he played for the Blackhawks. So this is only fitting. I'm gonna show this one too. I'm gonna show you some more heat. Right there, what we got. We got my man Duncan Keith, Michigan State alum, one of the best forwards in the game. If I'm not mistaken, he's a forward. He's a forward or defenseman, but I think he's a forward. One of the best in the game, top 3 in my opinion. Definitely fuck with the Blackhawks. Definitely our rival, but a lot of love for them, man. They've always had great players, and Chelios was one of them. Wish I could have had him sign this one, but that's all right. He can be on the Red Wings one. But the Blackhawks have always been the logo and just their whole setup is just they've had a hell of a run. So shout out to Chicago on that. And I got some other banners, like I said, coming as once we start getting with the timeline of what's going on during the year. I'll just continue to bring these banners out till we show you the whole combination of that. So like I said, so here we go, man. We got it in here. Let me check this out. So bam, how's that look? Looks real good, right? So I appreciate y'all tuning in. Hit that like, that subscribe, leave a comment. Like I said, I'm going to keep coming with more of these vlogs and videos, doing other topics. But I appreciate y'all tuning in. Fuck with your boy. But I'm going to get out of here, and I'll talk to y'all later.